We talked about how inexperienced he is, and they're playing pretty well, but the scheme is helping them.
Well, now the wind at the back of the Roughriders. See how that impacts this second quarter. Yep. 2nd and 7. Pressure on Durant. Looks for Smith. Got him. And Todd Smith the catch and a first down in front of the wide side corner line.
Again, when Durant does complete a pass here, he's getting it to a receiver that has been pretty well covered. Have to fight and scratch for every yard.
The 11 for Smith, one of the vets in that receiving court, back in his hands again. Avoids the first tackle and pays the price. Alabamian lowered the burden.
Darian Durant now has 3 completions in this game, and they're all to Todd Smith. So he is leaning big time on the one entity in the receiving core that he knows.
And you know, even in Toronto last week when they had that burst late in the third quarter, 2 touchdowns in just under 3 minutes, it was Smith the focal point there. First and 10. And it's Charles. And good first down yardage on the ground for Hugh Charles. He gets 8 to the line 50.
A little trash talking between Darian Durant and Kareem Smith after that play. Scott McHenry was in that discussion as well, but they got kind of in each other's grills there and started talking as Durant went on the fake after giving the ball to Charles.
2nd and 2. And it's a first down run.
See Durant smiled a little bit at the end, so trash talking ended in a good way, I guess, but something going here offensively for the Riders. They get Todd Smith involved in that short side, and I'm seeing Dante Marsh. To me, on that short side of the field, he's getting lower and lower in his stance all the time to get ready for this matchup, and here comes Todd Smith back to the short side again. Watch how low that Marsh gets in his back pedal here.
3 straight first downs to the line, 47. Looking right side, right back, got the catch, got the first down. There's Young, puts him on the bounce.
Again, the guy knows in Rob Bag. He has not looked at Brett Swain, Ryan Smith. He knows what Rob Bag can do. He knows exactly how he runs his routes, where he's going to be on every play. And on that particular one, Marsh had walked up and played press coverage on Todd Smith.
Drive started on the Roughrider 27. They're on the move. 14-yard pickup by Bag. Fakes to Charles. And Anthony Allen has another Roughrider first down. And the Twins set for the Roughriders.
You're right. Hugh Charles and Anthony Allen in the backfield together. There's Allen, there's Hugh Charles. It's going to be Allen that comes out of the backfield here. Little play action to Charles and dump pass out.
8th play of the drive out of a double tight end formation. Would be another first down. Check that Brett Swain with the catch. Let's check the flags. In fact, there are 2 on the field.
Yeah, that's a third one in the end zone too, I think I saw. So
yeah. Swain's first catch. Let's see if it stands.
Holding. Saskatchewan 66. Legal contact on a receiver. BC. Penalties offset. We'll replay the down. It'll be first down.
So the hold on Chris Best, the right guard. And we'll just pretend it never happened.
It's a do-over.
It's been a better paced game than we have seen in the first few weeks, penalty-wise. So 1st and 10 all over again. They swing it over. Smith backs up first contact.
I believe that's the first catch by a newcomer to the receiving corps for Saskatchewan in this game. Coupled to Taj Smith. And the way they're going to do that again is just a real high percentage throw.
So 7 for Ryan Smith. 2nd and 3. Yeron Riley in motion. Swain hit the line in full flight. He's the intended target. He can't make the catch. Ran out of real estate in the corner, working against Josh Johnson.
Josh Johnson had to get on his horse because he was beat initially. Swain ran that corner route, and you could see the separation he's created, but Josh Johnson got on his horse. The ball thrown just a little bit too far outside.
Darian Durant telling us last week that Swain has been the quickest study. A guy that was in some complex offenses in Green Bay, Seattle, San Francisco. Learning the waggle. Missed opportunity there. And Milo with the field goal that gets the Roughriders on the board. 4:10 into the second quarter. 8-point lead for the Lions, who have been led by Andrew Harris in a spectacular 58-yard touchdown so far tonight. An all-new episode of The Amazing Race Canada begins Tuesday at 9, 8 Central on CTV. Got a good race here tonight.
Yeah, two desperate teams. One coming off a loss in Toronto, one looking for their first win of the season.
72-yard drive for the Riders results in an 18-yard field goal, and now Kevin Glenn goes back to work. Tries to leverage, following the blocks on the right side to the 40. He has 5.
Got to give Andrew Harris a little bit of a break after you see what he's accomplished already in one quarter of play. 4 rushes, 87 yards, 2 catches for 27, total of 114 yards from the line of scrimmage for Andrew Harris, and it's been up to those big yards after first contact as well. Fighting off tacklers, great balance there in his touchdown.
Riders did a good job of containing him last year in 3 games. Down to 159 on the ground. 2nd and 5. Logan can't hold on. Remember, we mentioned 12 drops in the opening 2 games for the Lion receivers.
And Kevin Glenn can't throw it any better. That was between the 1 and the 0. And yes, it's a back out of the backfield. Not quite as good hands as a starting receiver, but Glenn's going, gotta have that.
First 2.5 for BC. Schmidt, the punt. Green from the 28. Works his way upfield 10 yards on the return before Keenan Parker makes the tackle. Good last drive by Darian Durant, leaning on the veteran receivers in that rebuilt core as the entire group starts to develop some chemistry.
It's definitely a process. I mean, you know, when you're working with the receiver for the first time, you have to know his trigger moves, you know, when he's about to come out of his break, you know, what he sees in zone. You have to make sure you guys are on the same page at all times. And it takes time. I mean, it took myself, Russ, Robbie, Getz, it took us 6-7 years to win a championship together.
Well, it's taken time tonight. 1 for 5 in the first quarter, so it's 5 for 6, 58 yards passing so far in the first 5.5 minutes of the second quarter.
We use the word chemistry a lot. I'd rather use the word trust, and that's really what it is. He trusts Taj Smith. He trusts Rob Begg. He's got to earn and learn the trust. Earn the trust from the other receivers.
See what he trusts here on 2nd and 5. Running out of time. Running for first down. And a late flag as the swing feet first an injured Rough Rider. Looks like Tosh Smith is on the limp. 10 for Darian Durant, rekindling memories of last year's Western Semi.
Four-man pressure from the BC Lions. So Durant took his time and then found the running lane.
Unnecessary roughness. BC, number 56. 15 yards from the end of the play, automatic first down.
Elimimian, let's see what drew the flag.
Four-man pressure up front. And with 4-man and 5 blockers, there should be a lane somewhere for Durant. He finds it, doesn't like what he saw in coverage, so he takes off and runs with it. Now the hit coming from Elimimian. I don't think he was even down yet. The intent was there to slide.
Handed off to Hugh Charles once again. And Big Hill wrestles him down.
I'm all for protecting the quarterbacks. I just, it's this one again is really, really close. Now, if they're close, they're going to err on the side of protecting the quarterback, so I understand that as well. But the quarterback has to declare. Now I see it from that angle. It wasn't the timing of the slide because he's still up. It was that he went high and got him around the head.
Over to Charles. Riders looking at 2nd and 6. Pressure. Just got the up against Dante Morris.
Darian Durant got rocked by Adam Big Hill. And he was slow to get up. He stood in there, and Durant took a hammer from Adam Big Hill. Unblocked, he knew he was going to get hit and took it right in the ribs. Now, his receiver comes up with a big play down the field. But it took Durant a second to shake that one off. I'm not sure that he has yet.
Catch, 64 yards for Tosh Smith. Sets up the Rough Riders, 1st and goal. And the Lions call timeout. Looked like they were 1 man short.
Had to burn a timeout. They didn't get the right people on the field.
And now the Rough Riders make an adjustment. Dan Clark to the sidelines and Eron Riley.
Oh, that's what it was. Mike Benavides noticed that Saskatchewan went with their elephant group and didn't have his big defense out there, so called the timeout to get the right personnel on the field. Then the Riders switched it up on him, so he's got to switch it again.
Tosh Smith had 4 catches, 126 yards in the Western Semi. A big first half here, and now they try and cap it. Durant looked one way and back. Unable to make the catch with J.R. LaRose in the area.
I think Darian Durant wanted the back out of the backfield to his left first, and that was covered. It was Hugh Charles. He took a look to that left side first, and it was covered down by a linebacker. There's Charles in the backfield. He looks out there, wants to go to him, can't, and then Rob Bagg just tried to run before he got it.
Riders 4 for 6 in the red zone. They have a field goal today on their first trip. Fake to Charles. And the Big Hill somehow knocked it out of Hugh Charles' grasp.
Durant throws Hugh Charles open here because Big Hill had cut under this route. So Durant just alley-oops it to Hugh Charles. But Big Hugh, who was, remember, he was the guy who put the hit on Durant after the deep throw, sticks with it now.
Wow.
Does he have it long enough?
Hugh Charles looked like he thought that was a touchdown.
Now we're slowing it down in slow motion.
They've showed it here at Mosaic. You know what Mike Benavides feels about it. The capacity crowd here thought otherwise. And the challenge.
Let's run at regular speed and take a look at it that way, yeah. Just take a look at it in regular speed. Slow motion might skew this look a little bit. From the snap in regular speed, and take a look at on just the timing. This is going to be a tough one.
It really is.
This is a very close one. You know why I would almost lead to the Saskatchewan side that is a touchdown, because it
Saskatchewan is challenging the ruling on the field of an incomplete pass. We will review the play.
It looked like Hugh Charles kind of slowed down once he had caught the ball. He slowed down. That's when Big Hill swatted at it, knocked it out.
Does he secure and take a step with the football? Very tough call.
This is a tough one. It really is. I mean, now
different angle here.
Now, and the ruling on the play is incomplete. So that's important to know here as they review it. Here's another angle, just in regular speed. You see how he slowed down at the top of it? Just not sure if he had it long enough.
Heck of a play by Big
The
Hill.
ruling on the field has been confirmed by replay. It's an incomplete pass.
Okay.
It'll be third down.
That's a close one.
That's an enormous play by Adam Big Hill.
Well, absolutely. You stick with it. And the only thing that I thought that could skew it a little bit was that he slowed down after he had it in his hands. But the timing was that close.
So it's a 10-yard field goal attempt for Milo. They'll settle for 3. So back-to-back field goals by the Roughriders on their last 2 possessions. They thought they had a touchdown. Five-point BC Lion lead as we check back in with Lee Jones.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Chris. Dwight Anderson was traded earlier this week by the Saskatchewan Roughriders to Toronto. One of the main reasons head coach Corey Chamberlain said they did it was to add new leaders, young leaders on this defense, including Tyrone Brackenridge. Now, Brackenridge already considers himself one of the leaders. In fact, he blames last week on himself, saying it's his job to energize the team with his plays and his energy off the field, and he came out flat, and that's on him. Now, he's been trying to get the energy up in the second quarter of this game, going down the sidelines, talking to the defense, although he was interrupted by Corey Chamberlain after that Andrew Harris touchdown, and Chamberlain passed along his own message that I can't repeat on television. Guys?
I think he had a lot of company in the lack of intensity department last week.
Yeah.
Harris from inside his 10. And he'll be brought down at the 28-yard line. Paul Waldo and Kevin Rutschenbald on the tackle.
Been the best start so far this year for Kevin Glenn as a BC Lion. A couple of adjustments. Quick passing game, using Andrew Harris a lot more. Still just at 50%, but I've counted 3 drops. The last one from Stefan Logan hit him right in the numbers.
10-10 in his career against the Roughriders in his 225th CFL game. Line set at the 28. And the pass caught. Short game. Courtney Taylor dropped immediately by Macho Harris. Gets into the starting lineup with the departure of Dwight Anderson.
Well, he'll play the wide side halfback spot. That's where Terrell Mays was playing. And then they take Terrell Mays and they put him into the boundary, and he'll play alongside of Rod Williams. So they're real excited about Terrell Mays and what he's capable of, and that was one of the reasons that Dwight Anderson was traded.
5 for the Lions on first down, second and 5. Between tight ends, close to the outside. And Ernest Jackson has a line first down at the 40.
And that, you know, that short side will be tested by Kevin Glenn. Corey Chamberlain told me that he just felt like the relationship between he and Dwight Anderson and Dwight Anderson and the team had run its course. And he wants to see Terrell Mays, and he doesn't want to wait the season to see him in the boundary.
It's the initial first down of the second quarter for BC. At the 40, here's the sweep. And Chad Gore is stopped. Guyton, Weldon Brown all in the area. And maybe a yard, but looks like they spotted it just about the line of scrimmage.
One more thing about the Dwight Anderson trade, and Corey Chamberlain said to me just before the game, you know, he's proud of how he helped Dwight Anderson on and off the field and wishes him the best in Toronto. Thinks he still has football in him, but for his team right now, this was a move he wanted to make.
Middle linebacker Brian Peters goes to the bench. Second and about 9.5 for Kevin Glenn. Under pressure, gets Courtney Taylor. Another drop, and that's first down and a lot more yardage. And he hung on to the football.
And that's the second from Courtney Taylor, and the frustration from Coach Benavides starting to show. And this is just a tremendous play by Kevin Glenn. Buys time, pump fakes when Courtney Taylor's first covered, absorbs the hit there so he can get himself a little more space. Now Taylor opens up and can turn the corner and pick up big yards, and he took his eye off the ball, turned the corner before he caught it.
He had some room to roll. Rasheed Green fields it at his 20. Good return. Up over the 50. Look out! Territory. A 43-yard return from Rasheed Green. And the momentum has shifted to the home side. And Jerome Messam providing a block on that return for number 1.
Well, he's going to play a little bit on the teams. Going to roll in there a little bit at fullback, and Jerome Messam, Marola Lambola, right at the point of attack, gives his teammate a chance.
Play action. Shoots the would-be back wide open. And banged up it at the 28-yard line.
Kareem Smith can't believe he had Darian Durant in the backfield for a sack. Comes around the edge. Got a little help and went around Scott McHenry. They put a little tight end down there, and that's a matchup that Kareem Smith's going to win more than he's going to lose. But Durant fought it off and found Rob Bag for 19 yards.
Second catch for Bag. 2 for 33. First time the Riders have started in BC territory, and now Charles have room. By J.R. LaRose, touchdown saving tackle, but it's a 23-yard run for Hugh Charles, who is thriving with this responsibility running the football for the Roughriders.
Well, it's the balance, and now they allow Brendan Labatt, all-star left guard, to do his thing. He goes off the D lineman onto Solomon Elamimian, chip block off the D tackle, moves to the linebacker, open